going to start off with, I'm going to show you the classes for the card class for this month, and I'll just show it to you real quickly. And then we're going to get started with one of the new paper suites. That's one of the online exclusives. And I always like to tell you where to find those because it's a little tricky on the Stampin' Up site. And I'll always put a link down below to my Stampin' Up site. But if you go on over there at the top in the search bar, just put in their online exclusive and that'll all pop up for you. So head on over there and you can see everything that's brand new as of yesterday. So it's kind of fun to look at that. And over the next couple weeks, I'll be using all the new product before the new catalog comes out in May. That's a big deal, the annual catalog in May. So let me run that intro and we'll get started. And welcome back. Here are the cards that are for this month's class. It'll be held the last Friday of this month. And all of these cards are featuring the paper that is from the birthday collection that just came out yesterday too. So this is a long slim card and I've done some embossing in the background. Used some of the punch outs that come from that collection of paper. And here's our inside. So there's card number one. Card number two, we have a scalloped edge on here. I've used the stencil in this new collection to make our flower, and then we've die cut it. And here is our inside on that one. Here we have a fun fold. This is probably my favorite one. And we've got lots of layers going on here. We have some vellum, some gold cardstock. This one here is a cardstock that I had in my collection from somewhere else, and I just wanted to use it here. So that paper is not in the collection, but this one is. And then you can also get the gold foil online. There's that. I must apologize. We have some construction going on in the house, but we're just going with it. Here I've done some embossing in the background. I've used some of the die cuts or punch outs, whatever you'd prefer to call them. This is one right here. Put a gold ribbon. I've used our beveled die cuts here. And there we have the inside of that card. So we send you everything you need to make those with a $60 or more purchase if you're using my host code, and that host code will be down below. If you'd prefer, you can also purchase everything outright, and that's available on my personal website, not my Stampin' Up site, and that'll be listed down below too. All right, let's discuss what we're going to do today. I'm just going to record 3 pictures, and this is when my husband and I visited this last summer, Tillamook. This was my second time there, and he's been there, I believe. He's sitting here in the studio with me 3 or 4 times. Tillamook.
I think we've been there maybe 3 times. Yeah.
3 times. So,
Something like that.
anyways, you know, on a hot summer day, this was in August, enjoying some ice cream. So I wanted to record these photos. And this, I think I've said, was a new collection that just came out. Let me just go through it briefly. It's called On the Go. So it's a travel themed collection. And you can see I've already gotten into this paper. Here's the back side of that. Here's a full piece for you to look at. And some nice textured paper with some luggage and umbrellas on the other side. We have hotel keys here. This is a new color that's coming out. What do people call this? I'd forgotten, but it was before my time with Stampin' Up. So the cardstock on this, I yet have the solid cardstock. But that is one of the prints. And then we have some cut aparts here. So you could use them if you do pocket page scrapbooking. Here's some directional things for travel, some cameras, mats. And I think these are all going to be repeats. You can see I've been digging into this one too. This one's really cute. This one has geotags on it. And you can see there's, well, hopefully you can see there's little hearts in here and little circles in some of the geotags. And here we have like luggage tags you can cut apart if you'd like. Here we have a plaid. And there you go. So that is that entire paper collection. I don't want to bend these. And when I travel, I think I've mentioned to all of you before, is I like to go through and pick up little paper items, like in the gift shops when I'm there. I'll pick up a sticker, postcards if it's appropriate, and I really like them. These are probably my favorite postcards that I've ever picked up. They're from Tillamook. And I mean, look at that. Aren't they cute? I think I'm only going to use one today. I think I'm going to use the ice cream one. And then on this one, if you ever go to Tillamook, which is in Oregon, I highly recommend it. I thought this would be great to pull out pictures from, like a 5x7, and you could just do a pull up on this. So pick that one up if you're in the area too. And these are the twines that came with this paper suite. And you can also order these individually if you'd like. It's called Pack Your Bags Twine 3-pack. And these are the stickers, and there's 2 sheets in there. They're puffy stickers that come with that collection. So I think I'm going to use all of these today, but we'll see how that goes. Let me bring out my verse mat, and we'll start laying this out. I've brought in some of the pictures and papers that I thought would look really good, just because this ice cream cone postcard I really want to use, and all of these photos have blues and pinks in them. So I brought in some Night of Navy, some solid cardstock, some white, and then these 2 papers from the collection. So let me lay this out real quick and see what we can come up with. I think this would look good at the bottom. And I kind of want this to be the focal point. And then I've got these 2 verticals here. How do I want to map my pictures? I think the navy blue shows up really well, but it might need some white. Let's see what happens if we look at that. Do we want to flip this around? That might be okay. So I know I want to put my ice cream cone up in here, and I do want a title here, but I don't want just this particular paper. So how about if we brought some of the plaid up in here? I think that'll work. I'm gonna go ahead and layer up my pictures, do some matting on them, do some cuts on this, and we'll come back and put it together. So this is where I'm at right now. I've gone ahead and I've cut my plaid paper here, and it looks like it's about 3 inches wide, and then around in there. And then I've cut some Night of Navy, and Night of Navy going here with my geotag paper here. And I've gone ahead and matted these with some white and Night of Navy. Up here I was a little concerned down here because it's white on white, but I think it works, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. Then here is my awesome postcard, and I think I want to put that there. I think that'll work. I think we'll put that up on some foam dots or some foam tape. And then I wanted to do some stamping of a title here. So I'm going to bring in a couple things to do that. I've got this stamp right here, which was part of the celebration, and I know a lot of you have this one. And I just want to use the day in here. We're going to stamp it together, and then I'm just going to fussy cut that out. Fussy cutting just means I'm going to cut this on my own. There is no die to this word. And then I'm thinking about using this one, and it's from Close to My Heart, and the collection is Are We There Yet? I can't tell you how many times I've used this one, but I'm going to use this title here, Our Getaway, along with the day stamp. So I'm going to bring in my stamp positioner, and we'll get started on those couple of things. If you've never used a stamp positioner before, this is what mine's from My Sweet Petunia, and I have mine in black. I think they come in several different colors, and this is the medium size. I tend to use this one the most. Get a notification on my phone there. I had to turn that off. And here is our stamp, and what I'm going to do is lay this out. When you're using a stamp positioner, basically what it does is it gives you a chance to re-stamp if you need to, and your stamp will stay in the same place as long as I have my sticky mat here, as long as you keep everything in the same area. So let me show you how that works. So we're going to pick this up, put my paper back down, and really kind of make sure it's definitely in the same place. And I'm going to bring in the Night of Navy ink, and we'll ink this up. Because this is a lot of ink, I wanted the option to stamp and get this as dark as I want it. And that's the main reason why I'm using it on this particular stamp. And we'll just run my fingers over there a little. Let that soak in for a minute. Keep in mind your ink will always dry lighter. So you can see here, because it's such a solid stamp, it's a good thing I have my stamp positioner, because then I can re-stamp that. And I'll have a link down below for my stamp positioner too. This is one of those things that Stampin' Up doesn't have, so I'll make sure that that is linked. I'm going to do it one more time. It's probably hard for you to see on the screen, but I've got a little bit of area where there is no ink, and I think I know why. It looks like there is something on my stamp, like a piece of hair or something. And get my little pointy tool out. I think that's good. Let me ink this up again. There we go. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and stamp out my other sentiment. So it'll say Our Getaway. And this one has a die cut, so I will die cut that, and then I'm going to fussy cut this, and we'll be right back. I have a few things glued down here, but I wanted to do some dovetailing on a couple of these pieces. I'm going to go ahead and just eyeball this one. And I want it pretty shallow because I'm also going to do the blue one. And I want that to come above this one. So let's see how this goes. So that one will come up there. That's good. It just touches the bottom here. So let's take off maybe an inch and then do some dovetailing. And let's see how that looks. I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and glue that down. I'm at the point now where I think I'm going to go ahead and put our title on, and I'm going to put down my ice cream, and I've gone ahead and fussy cut these titles out, or the letters, to finish this title. So I want that there. What's hard for me right now is this particular color that's in here. Let me find my twine so I can say the right color. Oh, it's not listed on here. I think it was Strawberry Bliss, something like, I'm not sure, but I don't have the paper for that color right now. So I just did this from some cardstock. I think I used Melon Mambo, something like that. Oh, no, Flirty Flamingo. And I've come in with these dies, which are the Nested Essentials. And what I did, in case you all need to know, is I took, I think, the largest and the second to largest, put these on my die cutting machine, and then when I cut these, I came out with this border here, and then I went back and used this one to cut the inside. Hopefully that's self-explanatory. If not, let me know. This is my die cut that I stamped and cut out. And I think what I want to do is I want to put the center portion of this up on some foam dots. And then on these, I'll put foam dots on them, but I'm only going to put them on the bottom because the top will already have been centered or popped up because of this being popped up. What I'm kind of struggling with is there's a lot of white here, so I'm trying to figure out what I might want to do. Let me give that some thought. I've gone ahead and I've put a few of my finishing touches on, and unfortunately I forgot to push record when I was doing that. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that I've done. I masked this off, and what it means to do that is this was before my ice cream was down. I took a piece of paper here and a piece of paper here, and none of this was on here, and I did some paint splattering. And what you can do with your paints, and I've used Night of Navy, is you can push here, and this will give you some ink on your lid. And if it doesn't, then what you do, and I'll list all these products down below. This is my water pen. And for those of you that don't know, this is used for watercoloring a lot. And you take this, hopefully I can tip it down a little, and you fill that with water. And you're gonna squeeze some of this. First, you're gonna take some paint from here, put it in the lid, and you're gonna take your barrel and squeeze it just a little and put some water in there until you're happy with the strength. And I would encourage you to test this on a piece of trial paper before you put it on your project. So I'm gonna put that aside for a minute, and bear with me while I clean this one little spot up so it doesn't stain my work area. So then what I did is I've had this masked off, and I came in with this brush, and this is an old beat up brush, and the bristles are really stiff and worn out. So I loaded my brush up. Keep in mind this is all masked off, and I just came in and flicked paint everywhere until I was happy with it. Okay. So then what I did is, like we talked about in the other video I made prior to this one, is I popped these up on some dimensionals. I put some dimensional tape behind my ice cream cone so it would stick up just a little. And then I've come in, these were some of the puffy stickers that are in that collection, and I've used one here and one down here. And then in one of the papers in this collection, there are some cut aparts, and I've cut these apart, and I came in with my sticky paper, and I'll list that down below. It's a printing or a clear paper that's matte finish, so it kind of blends into your artwork. I'll list that down below, but I run this through my printer, and I came up with the date and what we had done. And so I have combined a couple of those with the twine that is in that collection and with a geotag here. And I just did this typesetting in my computer. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up. Find my dimensionals over here. Put these on the back. And take off of this release tape. And I think I'm almost there. So, lost one right there. So I'm gonna put this over in here like this. And I think I want this to be a little kind of hanging off the side. So I'm gonna bring in my glue, do a little test here and make sure we've got it opened up. All right, so that is there. And what I wanna do, I think, is I wanna do one more puffy sticker up in here. I've also brought in, these were on the celebration. They're available, but now you have to pay for them. They're no longer free, but these are the purple adhesive backed sequins. And as you can see, many of them are more of a pink tone. So I've put some up in here, and then some down in here. And I thought I'd use one of these stickers over here. I think I'll use this type of arrow. At least I think it's an arrow. And we'll put that one right there, because then I have a geotag here and an arrow there. So I think that does it. So I have my date, where we were at, and with my boyfriend, my husband. And I think that does it. So let me bring you back to the front of my camera here. I wanted to thank you all for spending some time here with me in the craft room. And if you have a chance, I would appreciate you taking a time to stop by the other inspiration, collaboration, design teams videos down below. They'll list them all. That is always a mouthful for me. But anyways, take a minute to stop by and say hi to them. Let them know that Susan sent you. And all my product will be listed down below. And until next time, have a great week. Bye-bye. That is the end of our video. I hope you got something from this. And if you did, I'd love to know what that is. And if you're using this paper collection, I hope you are, that you'll go over to my Facebook group, drop me a picture of what you're doing so everyone else can get inspiration from another person. I would love that. And if you get a chance, take a look below and stop by all the other inspiration, collaboration, design team. I always have to slow down when I say that. Take a look at their videos and see what they're up to these days. And all the product we used today will be listed down below. And if it's not in my Stampin' Up site, it'll be over on my Amazon site. So until next time, you have a great day. Bye-bye.